Looks kind of cool. So, hi everybody. This is not a live. I'm just doing a test because I want to see how this camera works in my office here. And I can probably take this laptop now that I got it fixed. That took a while. Excuse me. And take it into my shop, and then I can do some other um, reviews. Get that camera angle looking a little better. Wow. So this is my house. Let's say a parlor, I guess. We don't know what to call it. It used to be part of the living room, dining room, but now it's not. And the living room is that way back there. And our TV's on there. And then the house, the house is 123 years old. So we've been working on it for 20 years, over 20 years. So there's that. So, okay, anyway, I want to do this on my computer, see how it works. It's kind of a live, but I'm not doing it live. I'm going to download it and then I can edit it because all my programs that I used to use to do live shit um, and video crashed when this laptop here also crashed. So I just got it out of the shop today. Only cost $50. I had a hard drive. I had him put that in it. I had a copy of Windows, so he had loaded that on there. And the only thing that had happened on this computer was that it had just the hard drive, I don't know, ran into it. So it was kind of like a self-causing accident. And all the three little things just went bam, and it got stuck. And even though I unstuck them, it wouldn't work. So, so I just want to see how it's working. The microphone looks like it's working really good, and it probably wouldn't hurt to just go live. It's 3:30. See if anybody wants to listen. But but nah, I think I'll do a live show tomorrow at close to 4 o'clock, and then maybe Thursday. So Tuesdays and Thursdays might start working for me, which we've talked about before. Um, so I bought a new Harbor Freight reciprocating saw, but it's the one-handed one, and it is a pretty badass. And and then I have the regular one. They're both the Hercules 20 volt. Both of them have a 5-year warranty on the tool and 3-year on the battery. I was going to get the Bauer one just so I would have it over on on my shed side, but I don't think I need that, and I don't need to be buying more batteries. Fuck. So I have like I've said before, I have the Bauer line, which is more for lightweight home stuff. The pole saw, chainsaw for cutting and that, and the edger and the weed eater and the jigsaw for lightweight, fun, goof around projects and stuff. So the new reciprocating saw is in there. So I think what I'll do is maybe if I get all my homework done, fuck, if you open your own business, then you get to work half a day, and you get to pick which 12 hours of the day you're going to work, and that's kind of what it's like having our own business. So I think I'll take this laptop over to the shop and plug it in and do a video like I'm doing here with my tools and stuff, and then I can hold them up and show you. Or maybe I might still go back to using my cell phone. That still works, but the phone is old and it's really hard to get the video off the phone now because my USB port's trashed. It barely charges, so this works. So I might be doing that. We'll fucking see, right? So that would work, I think. So let me think then. So I got those. I want to kind of show you the compressor plugged in and how I have it hooked up to my shop. Not a big deal. And then the jigsaw, which I did a little review on, but I didn't, play with it and cut wood because people like seeing that. And then the new reciprocating saw. And then I have I bought a dust cover for my grinder, and I think I will actually record that outside. I'm going to put the dust thing on there. I'll put it on my cordless grinder, the Hercules grinder, and then I'm going to take the Bauer cordless vacuum and plug it in, which is it's got a lot of suction. It works great for car cleaning and detailing and stuff, and it's lightweight as shit. But will it pull particles when you're grinding? No. So I want to try that, and then I'll film that because I really want to review that. Because the other day I was doing a repair, a tile repair. I should record some of those because I'm sure people would like to know how to fix chipped or broken ceramic tile, um, carpet patches when the dog tries to eat a hole in a carpet to dig its way out, or the cat. So maybe I'll do some of those also. Maybe I'll have to get a new phone. So anyway, I wanted I did a tile repair, and I had to use my little oscillating tool with a kind of a grinder bit on it, for more like grout cutting tool, and it just kind of rubbed it, and it got it smooth enough to where I could lay the tile over it. I had to mix the thin set quite a bit thinner and runnier, and so I could get it flat because it had raised it up a bit. But it was able to grind it down enough to get past the tile marks. Like, if you look at the back of a piece of ceramic tile, there's like a waffle design in there. And if I can get down to where it's flat, then when I put the new tile on, it's not setting up higher than the other tile. It's pretty much level. So it worked, but I was thinking, geez, wouldn't it be nice if I could have just took my grinder and uh, and ground it off really quick, got it right back down to concrete, and had it. I was in the house, and the guy was sitting there watching me. So you don't normally want to put like 3 pounds of dust in someone's house. It's just not cool. But I think that vacuum might work, and if it does, then I will be the shit. So I'm going to try checking that out also, and doing a kind of a video on that. So there you have it on that aspect of it. So that'll be I'll probably be recording that maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday, um, and I'm not sure. Um, it would be nice if I could share my screen or put a video in there, but YouTube is more proprietary than that. I think Facebook is actually more favorable to just Joe Blow like you and me doing live videos. And you can do it from your phone, and you can show videos, and you can do screen in a screen or whatever. And not YouTube, because they had the advertising thing locked out, and they don't want you basically doing shit without their permission. I guess is the way to look at it. And that's how it seems to go down with YouTube. They're kind of like the State Department, where they just want to be in control of everything. And then when you go, why? What the fuck? They have a really good sounding reason, but it makes no sense if you actually think about it. Because I can understand not being monetized. Big companies don't like writing small checks. But if I got 100 views on a video, and and all through that day or hour or whatever, they got 100 million views for a Coca-Cola commercial, then everybody gets 100,000th of that money spent per view. So I might only make a dollar 50, but that's my dollar 50. But see, they won't do that because they don't want to, even though they're the biggest advertiser along with Google in the fucking world, they could go to these big companies and say, here's how we're going to do it with our content creators. We want everyone to get a little bit of money. And what that's going to do is give you more eyeballs. You might only get 10 views from Mark, the prepper guy, the DIY guy, but that's 10 views you didn't have yesterday. And when you add that all up, you got 10 million views. That's worth this much money. We want some of it. Now, they could pay me a little less and some of the bigger content creators more, but they're not going to do that either. You know why? Because it makes sense. And what I've said for years, and when I owned the Tiatwaki channel, I tried to tell people, I go, you're the talent. This is not like, freaking magic here. Conan and David Letterman and all these late shows and Johnny Carson, they all made a shit ton of money, not because they were funny, but because people paid NBC, CBS, NBC. What else is there? CBS, ABC. Don't forget them buck ups. You know, and they would say, well, so many people watch Johnny Carson. We want you to advertise for our cigarette or for our car or our TV, whatever. Back in the day, we actually made products in America, and you could advertise for tobacco because who cared? And so they would pay, and then Johnny Carson would get a cut or had a contract. So let's say CBS is making $100 million a year off of Marlboro, and Johnny Carson brought 20% of those eyeballs to that commercial where it was shown, then he had a pretty good contract. But he didn't get a contract because Johnny Carson was funny or Ed McMahon had a funny laugh or any of that shit or Robin Williams was on there. No, they didn't care about that. He could have had Princess Diana on there, and if no one watched it, they wouldn't have paid him any money to run those ads. So you're the talent on all of your content. And the minute we get that shit through our fucking heads, we can start doing things because advertising is changing in America rapidly. And we all want to think that, well, it's still controlled by the Alphabet company, and Google and Yahoo, you know, YouTube, all of them. And that's the only people they want to talk to. But I guarantee you, if I had a channel and I was getting, I don't know, maybe 100,000 downloads on each one of my videos I put out, like that guy, Simple Life or something like that. He does freeze dried stuff and all that. Sure, he's monetized through YouTube. Yay. But what if he called Harvest Right and said, hey, I bring 100 million views or eyeballs to your company every year. What is that worth to you? Like, would you be willing to pay me, you know, so much per view? And here's the statistics and the stats, and I get the stats from YouTube, the same people that are charging you to advertise. But you can sponsor my show. In fact, instead of it costing you, you know, $20 per thousand, which is I don't even know the math. Let's just fucking look here because I've always wondered how this works, that they're screwing people so thoroughly. But if you get what do they do it? It's per thousand views. So if you get on a good thing, you get, let's say you get $25 per thousand. So you divide that by 1,000. That's wow, that is fucked up. That's 3 cents per view, 3 cents per eyeballs looking on that, or 1.5 cents per eyeball. So that's how much they're paying. Now, I'm sure YouTube or Google or whoever writes these contracts is probably getting 10, 15 cents per view. I guarantee fucking it. So you go to Harvest Right and go, look, last year from, from monetization, I made, a couple $100,000, you sponsor my ad and and my videos and a couple of these other people that we do all together, and you work with us and and give us, I don't know, $1 a view or whatever, they would be making more money to harvest right. And yeah, it's not as easy as I'm saying it because I studied marketing and advertising since fucking high school. But you can sit down with these people. You go to Billy Bob's knife shop, and he would love to advertise, and maybe and you're the guy that brings so many people to his knife shop, and you go, you know what? I'm going to do videos, about your knife and reviews about all your stuff. And if you will sponsor my videos, even though I'm talking today about camping or whatever, if you're the sponsor of it and you give me $100 per month to sponsor my videos, and I got 100 sponsors and I plug them in wherever they work best, so you're not inundating your customer, and you build that right into your content like Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity and all these guys on radio do. They'll just be talking like I'm talking, and they'll go, I was thinking the other day that, XYZ knife company, I've got one of their knives. And I was thinking, that would be a great company to sponsor because I make, I just use their knife all the time. And I call 1-800, I need a knife. See, that could have been a commercial. So you don't inundate your customers, but you get sponsors that pay $100, $200 maybe a month, or make you a fucking knife once a month for a giveaway, which helps you. There's so many ways to get around this shit. But we're creatures of habit and we don't do that. We're just like, I'll just click the monetize button. Of course I gotta, kiss you know, YouTube's ass for a year until I get so many views and so many, downloads and so much watch time. And then God forbid I actually say something that moves the needle a little bit one way or the other, and then you just demonetize me like they did, what's his name? Russell Brand or whatever his name is, which I've never watched, but I guess 3 million people did, and they just demonetize him. The Tate brothers, Joe Rogan, they tried to screw him, everyone. So you bust your ass to get to a position in life, to where you're making maybe $20,000, $30,000 a week or a month on these YouTube videos, and now all of a sudden you can't talk. Yeah, you're making funny videos, and everyone loves a cat video and all that. But the reality, are you helping your fellow man watch out for the pitfalls in life? No fucking way. You're a slave to the pimps at YouTube and the deep state and all that, because you can't talk about vaccines. That's how my channel got canceled the last time, with 300 videos on it. I was monetized, all that stuff, and then boom. Mark, you were quoting CDC statistics. You can't do that. Well, was it fake news? No, but it scared people. So go fuck yourself. Now that would have been nice if they would have even told me that, which they didn't. It was just like gone, erased. And just like big conglomerates that are on the internet, 1-800 what the fuck, it doesn't exist. So you work for those people. You don't just work for them. They are your slave masters, and if you screw up, they will flog you and take your money like that. So if that's what you want to do, then great, keep doing it. But what I'm saying is there's options out there, and the advertising world is changing. I mean, look at My Pillow. They practically fund Fox News for a while there, and now all of a sudden I think they've crushed My Pillow. But you go to somebody. Here's a story, and then I'll get off my fucking rant. Um, Years ago, me and my brother had an idea, and we this is back in the '80s, so it's a long fucking time ago. Okay, and I don't know if you're as old as dirt like I am, if you remember the what was it? It was they had a McDonald's hamburger that had the bun and a patty, the double, and then the cheese, and then on this side was the bun and the mayo and the lettuce and tomato. So that way, when you were ready to eat it, and then you didn't eat stewed tomatoes basically, or steamy freaking lettuce. It's actually a really good idea. But that tray the top one wasn't as tall as the bottom one. So it was like these two little pockets, that are about that deep. And then they came down over and then had a little thing in the middle. And if you stuck it right there, you could eat your hamburger. And I thought that would be a great idea. We'll make a finger tray, so when you're traveling like we did, we used to travel probably 40, 50,000 miles a year. When I'm driving, I could eat a fucking taco and not get it all over the interior of my brand new Mustang, which, was important to me. And so we invented this prototype and it worked pretty good and all that. And then I thought, it'd be nice if we could make them, you know, for McDonald's and have their name stamped in it, because that's way more money than just making 10 a month for ourselves. And so I told my brother, I said, we ought to contact a company that makes those whatever polystyrene things for McDonald's, the little things and the hamburger, all that foam shit. And it's like, yeah, I'm sure that's McDonald's and, probably some greedy corporate bastard. So we never did anything with it, obviously. Or you might have said, oh, I remember that. I bought one. But we didn't do nothing with it, like all the other good ideas we had. And so years later, I'm watching Glenn Beck, and I see the guy that created the Cancer Institute, the Huntsman Cancer Institute. And I think his name is John Huntsman. He made his billions making those fucking styrofoam things for the fast food industry. Come to find out, he is like more honest than Abraham Lincoln. I mean, he is the shit. He sold one of his companies one time, and he said, well, well, how is it? No, he bought a company, and he said, I will pay you the going stock market value of your company. And so at the time, it was like $32 million or whatever it was. And then when the deal went all the way through, the stock had gone up, maybe because people had found out Huntsman was buying it or whatever. But it was like, we're 60 million. And Huntsman wrote him a check for $60 million. He said, no, our deal wasn't at that time. Our deal was, I will pay you what it's valued when I buy it. So he's that kind of honest guy. And I was like, fuck, we should have called him. He probably would have said, this is kind of cool. Ate a hamburger, in his suit and all that, and nothing falling down on him, chunks of lettuce with mustard on them or whatever. And he would have said, this is fucking awesome. I'll incorporate it into one of their things. So when you open it up, you tear that off and it's got this, and then you can eat. And they're not buying anything extra. And it's got McDonald's on it. You guys are rich. And boom, like the movie The Jerk with Steve Martin, all of a sudden we're getting all this money. But no, we didn't do it. So there's ways to talk to these people. When I had the Tiatwaki channel, I wanted to do the 72-hour bug out challenge, kind of like Alone, but nobody gets picked for that because, their contestants are picked 2 years out, and they're not going to pick you. Trust me, thousands apply and 10 get picked. Okay. So that's your odds on that. You're better off playing as scratchers and probably winning $500,000. So I thought, well, this would be cool. I'll make it a contest. People can self-film while they're out there with their kids or whatever, and pretend they're bugging out for 72 hours and make it like a challenge. And give all your kids like a camera and let them film bugs and shit and whatever the fuck you want to do. And then I will have my people edit it and make it into a movie. And then you will share it to all your people on YouTube. And we will track the statistics and the views. And the person at the end of that 6-month contest that has the most views and watch time and stuff wins a prize. And so everyone's like, well, what's the fucking price? So I contacted Pack Rabbit, which makes some of the best backpacks. And it's more of a frame on the planet. It's the fucking shit. So contacted them. And I knew one of the guys there because I had called and actually told him I was doing a podcast of their pack thing. And he goes, oh, well, we'll give you one. I go, no, I've already bought 2 of them. I don't want you to pay for my podcast. I just want to let you know that I think your shit is the bomb, and I'm going to do a review. And he said, well, you know what? Do you have the backpack set clip on? And I go, no, I haven't bought those yet. He goes, I'll send you 2 of them for free. And I was like, well, fucking awesome. So I had talked to him, like a year before. So I called him, I contacted him by email, and then he called me. And he's like, well, what are you thinking of doing? I told him the whole idea, 72-hour bug out challenge. And I would like yours to be maybe like the grand prize or first place or something like that. And they're like, oh, we'll do that. In fact, what we'll do, and they sent me all this information and their logos and like an advertising packet so I could use all their images. And he goes, the person that wins will get 2 of our frames, 2 of the complete backpack systems, the hydration thing. It was like a $700-800 thing. He's like, we'll donate that to you. And you just, you let us know who won, and we'll even fucking put their name on it if you want. And we'll do that. And it's just contingent on the fact that, you do this, because I was still just hemming and hawing about getting it off the ground. And so I made a few calls for a few other companies, a guy that made really sweet knives, just a Billy Bob knife maker, not, like fucking Spyderco or something like that. But I probably could have called them too. And my point is that by doing that, I met a lot of people, and a lot of people said, yeah, we will donate. Now, if you call people that are in your industry, your fucking niche, and you're a knife guy, or you review product reviews and stuff like that, sure, they'll send you a fucking tent to review it. Why wouldn't they? And then if you get 10,000 views and you make your fucking little vig from YouTube, which all adds up if you're making a lot of videos. But the reality is, if you go, no, I don't want you to give me, your tent. I've already reviewed, 10 or 15 of your items, say your REI or whatever. I would just like you to sponsor my videos, because I don't monetize. And I think monetization is a waste of my time and yours. And I can get you so many more views. And I can actually put together 5 or 6 people in my industry that do videos about this shit, hiking, camping, trail running, whatever the fuck, that like your shit. And we will put together a kind of like a consortium thing with 10 or 15 people, and then you just sponsor those videos for so much a month. I'll take care of the logistics, the taxes, the 1099s, the writing the checks, all that happy shit. You'll be protected. We'll make sure that we hold you harmless. And if there's a lawsuit because I kept the money, you can't. If somebody wants to sue you, I have to defend you in court. So there's all these legal ways to do it. And most of these smaller companies, like I've met the people from Popular Surplus, which was a big chain in Phoenix at one time. I met the owners that put carpet in their house, really cool people. And if I'd have had an idea, I'd said, hey, let me bounce this off you. They might have said, you know what? Let's give it a try. What the fuck? We spend 2% of our gross every year on advertising, which, to a big company, that could be $4 or $5 million a year. We're willing to give you a shot. Here's some of our concerns. Can you work this out? And then boom, done and done. Now you don't have to. I mean, everybody can do what they want to do. I have a day job, so I don't really care about monetization one fucking bit. I don't want to be held back by anybody. But eventually my videos are all going to end up on either, I'm sure they're just all going to end up having to be on prepperguy.com, because eventually I'm going to piss off YouTube. I'm going to Rumble, they're still pretty much a free market thing, but you never know. Government has a way of crushing the fuck out of people. So, Parler, all these things that you think you're safe on, a lot of people go, well, Mark, use Telegram. I post on Telegram. Telegram is kind of owned by a Russian. And so, ICANN could shut it down. I mean, they can. They're a consortium. They're no longer in America. So maybe there's a little less fear of that. So but while things are moving along happily, we should all try to find platforms, because if you're getting a lot of views, you're the talent. You can make money. And if you talk to these companies, a lot of these companies now are startups. They're like these startup pharmacy companies with, what was that? bank that crashed, Silicon Valley Bank or whatever, most of those were medical startups. It killed them. It crushed them. But a lot of these people are hobbling along trying to, with their side hustles and all that, trying to make money. Just think about like the economic ninja. He will just talk about somebody like Financial Prepper, and boom, their ratings go up through the roof. Now that's great if you're monetizing, but what if he was doing something for a welder? Because I think he's a professional welder and kind of like a machinist. So what if he goes to one of these companies like Miller or whatever and says, "Hey, I got like probably 300,000 views a week talking about this shit, and I would like you to sponsor my show, and I'll just have Miller Welders or Lincoln or whatever, boom, or your CNC machine. Like I think that's also Torchmate. I don't know who makes it. I think that's the company Torchmate. So then you're constantly, those are your ads. It's not like, David Letterman has anything to do with BMW. BMW just wants to give him money because people watch his show. So they don't have to be connected to you in any way, shape, or form. You just have to have the eyeballs looking at your video and they will give you money. And like I say, big companies don't like writing small checks, but there's ways to get around that. So anyway, I'm going to go. Like I say, I'm going to continue to. This is just a thing that I'll edit and everything, and then I will get it all wrapped up with Caden Live. I think it is the new free thing. I used to use Filmora, but the pain in the ass. I don't know if anybody used Filmora. I paid, seemed like every year, like, hey, I thought I bought a lifetime thing. You did, but we improved that. So here, why don't you give us $20 again? It's like, okay. Every time I'd turn it on, there was like, it would take a good 5 minutes to load because it's bringing up all these new features, new fucking transitions, new stuff. And then you go, no, no, bam. And then right before it say, input new media to make your movie, it's like, hey, check this out. It's like, hey, go pound sand. So I've quit using Filmora, and if people that use it like it, it's a sweet and very high-powered program. But I think there's other ones out there that are high-powered enough for a guy like me. I don't need a dragster. I just need, like a fast car, like a Mustang, get from point A to point B. I'm not racing in life. That's not my thing. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. I hope somebody got something out of this. And I probably should have done it live. I didn't even think about it, but I work better sitting down, I think. Anyway, love you guys. Talk to y'all later. Where's my mouse? I lost my mouse. There it is. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.